The infected in the upcoming 28 Years Later movie are significantly different from the traditional zombies seen in many other zombie movies. Here's a breakdown of the key distinctions. Not undead, but infected. The infected are not reanimated corpses. They are living humans and animals infected with the rage virus. This virus induces a state of extreme aggression and violence. Traditional zombies are typically depicted as the reanimated dead, often through supernatural means or a virus that brings the dead back to life. Speed and agility. The infected are incredibly fast, agile, and relentless. They can sprint and pursue their victims with alarming speed. This was a significant departure from the classic slow, lumbering zombie. Traditional zombies are often portrayed as slow-moving and clumsy, relying on overwhelming numbers rather than speed to catch their prey. However, some modern zombie films have adopted the fast zombie trope, popularized by the 28 Days Later franchise. Motivation. The infected are driven by pure, uncontrollable rage and the instinct to attack and spread the infection through contact with bodily fluids, primarily blood and saliva. They don't necessarily eat their victims. Traditional zombies are primarily motivated by hunger for human flesh, brains being the popular trope, especially in the Return of the Living Dead series, though not universal. Transmission. The rage virus of the infected is transmitted very quickly through bites, scratches, or contact with infected blood or saliva, often leading to rapid infection within seconds. For traditional zombies, infection usually occurs through bites or scratches that transmit a zombie virus or pathogen, with the transformation making varying amounts of time depending on the movie. Physical characteristics. The infected often have bloodshot red eyes and exhibit jerky, uncontrollable movements. They may vomit blood and become physically more capable due to their rage-fueled state. They eventually succumb to starvation as the virus doesn't drive them to eat. On the other hand, traditional zombies' appearance vary widely, but they are generally depicted as decaying corpses with a pallid complexion, awareness, and intelligence. The infected are largely devoid of higher cognitive functions, driven purely by primal rage. However, in 28 Weeks Later, there are hints of retained instincts, such as the infected father recognizing and hunting his children. Traditional zombies are typically portrayed as mindless and without any remaining intelligence or memories from their previous lives. However, some variations exist, showing zombies with limited recognition or the ability to coordinate in hordes. Cure and containment. In 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later, the possibility of a cure is explored to some extent, focusing on the biological nature of the virus. Containment strategies often revolve around avoiding contact and waiting for the infected to die of starvation. 28 Weeks Later introduces the concept of asymptomatic carriers and potential immunity. In traditional zombie movies, cures are less common, and the focus is often on survival and eradication, usually by destroying the brain. I'll end with this. 28 Days Later franchise revolutionized the zombie genre by introducing the concept of fast, rage-filled infected who are still alive. This provided a more grounded and terrifying threat compared to the often slow and undead zombies of classic horror. While many subsequent zombie films have adopted the fast zombie element, the core distinction remains that the infected being living individuals driven by rage rather than the reanimated dead driven by hunger. This key difference impacts their behavior, speed, and even potential methods of containment or cure within the film universes.